Hi guys, what is up? It's Melanie, and in today's video we are gonna be doing some thrift flips. I've definitely been wanting to get back into the upcycling and making some fun little things for my wardrobe just to spruce it up a little. But I've been thrifting so many things recently since I've been home, and I've also been keeping a lot of things that I want to upcycle. So I'm so excited to get into those craftings and check them off my bucket list. If you want to see other thrift flips, styling tips, be sure to check out my other socials because I post a bunch over there. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's get straight into these thrift flips. Hi friends, I am really excited for this one. Let me show you the inspo real quick. I saw this photo on Pinterest and I knew I had to recreate this because it's adorable. But just like, look at this. It is so cute. For my supplies, I wanted to use all things that I already had. So I have this white t-shirt. Believe it or not, I did already have this. So I thought this would be a perfect base to work with. And then to kind of add to this design, I thought it would be fun to use these two fabrics. So I have this scrap one. Obviously it's not red, but I still think it's like a cute, you know, you'll get it, you know, it'll look like a strawberry hopefully. This would be really cute to be the stem, just because, I don't know, it's a pattern but it's green. I thought it would be a little like, I don't know, I just thought it would look cute. So we're gonna start cutting it out into the shape of a strawberry. Alright guys, so I have cut out my little strawberry here, and what I did is for the stem, I just cut out a bunch of little scrap pieces and placed it down, and then I'm gonna sew them be kind of like in this shape. And what I really like about this is it kind of has a messy look to it, so I didn't even sketch out the shape of the strawberry. I kind of wanted it to look a little bit scrappy anyways. And then I just grabbed some different colored threads, so I'm gonna use red for the perimeter of the strawberry, yellow for the seeds, and then this dark green for the perimeter of the leaves. Let's place this down on the top and get started with sewing it down. Guys, I just sewed on the base part of the strawberry. Just need to keep doing the same thing and add on the little leaves and then the seeds, and we'll already be done with this one. I sewed down the main strawberry patch, and I'm going to start sewing down the little leaves as well. Guys, it is so cute. Oh my gosh. So as you can see here, I finished the little leaf. I'm gonna use some yellow thread and put little seeds on my strawberry, which I think will be the absolute finishing touch. Guys, look how cute these tiny little seeds are. It adds so much to the strawberry. I have my needle threaded, but it is not double stringed. It is just like one thread, if that makes sense, because I want my seeds to be very dainty. I have the thread coming out where I want the bottom of the seed to start. We're gonna be making like a little loop and then sewing the top part into place. I'm going to thread my needle straight back into the same point that it was coming out of, which is the bottom of the seed. I pull it through, but you don't want to pull it through the entire way. Then I'm going to poke my needle through this hole where I want the top of the seed to be. So it's kind of up to you how big your seed or how tall your seed is going to be, and it is inside this little loop I made. I pull it back out and you can tighten it and it'll just hold it in place. And then the last step is to thread it through one more time in the same place at the top of the seed right here, like so. And once you pull that tight, then you have your tiny little oval seed. Guys, I just finished my strawberry top and I am obsessed. It is so cute. I want to make different fruit ones now. Let's try this on. We're gonna be turning these jeans. Plain old jeans. I think I got these from like, yeah, okay, they're Gap Teen. I thrifted them because I wanted them to be like the type that you fold up, but it just didn't work that way. But I'm excited because I'm gonna be turning it into a denim maxi skirt today. I'm gonna be honest, it seems pretty simple. It requires a lot of seam ripping, so that's how we're gonna get started. Basically, I'm gonna try to seam rip the entire, like, low-key, I'm not gonna do that actually. I think you're supposed to seam rip the entire inside like crotch crotch part of the pants, but you girls lazy. Also, I don't even think I own a seam ripper, which I'm sure I could just use like something else, but I don't want to. So I'm going to just cut along here. Hopefully it turns out okay. Anyways, these jeans were like $2, so it's okay. That's the dangerous thing though about thrift flipping stuff. I just like don't care if I mess up because I'm like, oh, it's free fabric. I can use it otherwise. Guess we'll see. Okay, now my jeans just look crazy because you could like open them. I'm nervous. Long story short, have been looking for the perfect denim like maxi skirt for far too long, guys. And then I got fed up and I said, I'm gonna freaking make it. And I think that was probably for the best. Okay, and then I think you seam rip basically up to the crotch, but once again, I'm gonna be cutting it. Not all the way up, just like to here or so. Because basically we're going to sew this a little further down so that your crotch isn't out. And then for the back part, we are just going to sew the legs together. But then at this butt part, you don't want it to be like sticking out like this, obviously. So you kind of just tuck that in and then we're gonna sew it down. Perfect. I'm going to fold these inside out, which is easy because they're basically almost not held together at this point. And we are just going to be sewing it pretty much flat. So this little pointy part of the butt is going to disappear. Perfect. I'm gonna flip this again. Okay, so the back is all sewn together. As for the front, as I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna like wrap this front part just to my liking so that it covers your crotch because we don't want that showing, surprisingly. And it's kind of up to you like how big you want that slit. I'm just going to stitch along this entire thing. Let's see how this is looking. Okay guys, so here's what I'm thinking. It looks a little awkward on me, partially just because it's a little bit big. So if it was like a little tighter and you know I had some cute boots on, right? Not bad, right? Right? But since it's a little big, maybe I'll just wear a belt with it. But also I'm kind of thinking maybe I should crop it a tiny bit more just for my own height's sake. What do you guys think? It's tough because I asked what do you guys think, and then like if you tell me something, like maybe I'm gonna do the wrong thing. Yeah, because I'm kind of thinking like even this length. Okay, I'm gonna crop it a little bit and then I think we'll be done. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this one is not a thrift flip, but it could be. I just like was impatient, so I bought this fabric, but I swear I see this print at the thrift store all the time, and you can also just do it with like any material. I think this top is so cute and I've been wanting to make it for so long, so I figured I'd just, you know, shove it in this video. Anyways, I crocheted this a little while ago with this top in mind, so you could also just use different fabric, like it doesn't have to be knit, but that's what it looks like in the picture. So I made this. First, I need to cut my fabric down to the right size, so I'm kind of thinking, I wonder if this would be poofy enough. It probably would be. Do it this way. You guys probably have no clue what I'm talking about. Okay. So I am going to just do a simple hem on the bottom. I have the bottom nice and hemmed now, and all I'm gonna do is grab my handy dandy elastic. It's gonna be kind of around my rib cage, so I'm gonna measure it based off of there and just give it like a little bit of stretch so that it's still like comfortable, you know. I'm going to sew the top part so that there's enough room so that I can thread my elastic through right after. Alright, so I finished sewing this top part and there's a little room I left for this elastic, so I'm gonna start threading it through. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, this entire day all I've done is sewn and listened to the Lumineers, and like I am not mad about it one bit. I've made 2 tops and then I made a skirt for this video, and I'm in the middle of making my 3rd top right now. So basically this is gonna be that part of the top. How do you attach these? Okay, I'm gonna sew the ends of the elastic together, and then following that, I'm going to like still open. So I'm gonna sew that together too. And then we're gonna connect these for the final touches. Okay, there's probably a better way to do this, but I'm not gonna lie, it just feels wrong to like sew over this, and I feel like it'll keep getting caught. So I think I'm just gonna hand sew as much of it as I can together, but I feel like it should be fine. Like, it's a dainty little top anyways. We're just gonna start and hope for the best. I'm gonna be starting at the front, and there's a little cutout, so I'm going to choose the part that I want to be cut out, if that makes sense. Obviously, I wouldn't be wearing this tank top underneath, but tell me this isn't adorable. I love it. This is a little see-through, but I feel like it fits so well, and I'm so happy with how it's looking. I have this ribbon from a different craft, and I actually think that'll be so cute. Yeah, I love it. Hi friends, so for this thrift flip, I am upcycling this little tank top. It looks exactly the same as the one I'm wearing right now. I want to add like a little decal in like the top center. I think it'll add so much to the top. I'm really inspired by this photo that I found on Pinterest, but I want to add a little to it and use like different prints of fabrics to almost make it a little quilted looking, or just like a little bit more unique. I have a bunch of different scraps of fabric. I have 5 different colors right now. For the rest of the supplies, you're just hand sewing, so all you're gonna need is some thread and a needle. Let's flip the camera around and get to sewing. All right, so I just have a little note card here. I'm gonna draw out the star shape that I want kind of to use as a stencil. Pretty happy with this little star. Now I'm just gonna cut this out. Now trim down 5 little scrap pieces of the fabrics that I plan on using. I'm just gonna take my star stencil and I'm basically going to jumble these up so that they fill up the star. But I'm just gonna hold it down and start cutting so that it fits my stencil. Using this little stencil, this is the little patchwork star that I was able to cut out. Next, all we have to do is transfer it over onto the shirt and stitch it on. I whipped out all of my fun different threads, and I think I'm gonna use a bunch of different colors in order to make it a little bit more colorful. Alright, so I got it all transferred over onto my shirt and I kind of pinned it into place. Now I'm just going to start hand sewing around the perimeter of each of the little star legs so that it stays nice and put onto the shirt. Hello friends, welcome back. It's clearly a new day and we are doing another DIY. I actually wasn't intending on doing this thrift flip, but I went to a garage sale and I spontaneously picked up these shorts and I want to turn them into a skirt, so let's do that. I'm feeling a little lazy, so I'm gonna put these on top of what I'm already wearing, but these are giant dad. They're literally swim trunks, but I have a vision for turning them into like a midi skirt since they're so big. See how big they are, and they're literally on top of my oversized denim shorts. Anyway, but I think this is actually gonna be pretty simple. I really like that it has pockets. I'm just gonna do basically the same thing that I did with the jeans. Cut along the seam, cross it over, and sew it up so that it'll look basically just like this. The first thing we need to do is cut out this part. You could keep this, I guess, if you wanted, but I don't really see why one would want that. Hi guys, we are now on the floor. Once again, you can seam rip across this bottom part, but I'm just gonna cut it. Alright, and then I'm gonna lay this out once again just to show you guys how I'm gonna be sewing it. Just like I did with the denim skirt, I'm gonna kind of fold this one over the other, and you can kind of mess with this how you want. If you want it to be more flowy, you know, make it wider like this, but you could also make it cross over a bunch if you want it to be a little tighter. I'm just gonna cut a little bit along the butt here so that it doesn't have a weird point at the bottom. Let's go to the sewing machine. Okay guys, that seriously took 5 minutes. Let's try it on. Hey, this is just so way too big, and also since it's so flowy, I feel like it still just looks like shorts when I wear it. So I think what I'm gonna do is take it in a bunch in the front, which actually I think looks really cool when you can see both of the pockets in the front. So I'm just gonna sew a straight line down like that to take it in a bunch. I'm really glad that I made the executive decision to take them in a bunch and make them more tight fitting. I think it looks so much better. There's a little tiny slit in the back. There's huge pockets in the front, and then there's also these side pockets, which I brought more to the front. I think it looks pretty cool. This just looks okay right now, but I think I could make it fit way better. I cut it. It's a really large size, so it's really wide. And here's what I'm thinking right now. I want to add a slit on the side. I want to hem the bottom because right now it's rough cut and I'm not vibing with it. And then with what I cut off from the bottom, I'm gonna add 2 straps here just so that I can tie like a little bow in the back so that it fits tighter. And I drew a tiny little X how high I want the slit to go. And then I'm gonna cut a tiny slit. And now I'm just going to sew a new hem along the slit, but also along the entire bottom. Alright, so I just cut out these 2 little strips and I'm going to sew them in half like this so that they'll be the little straps that I can tie into a bow so that I can cinch the dress and make it like tighter. So this should be really quick, and then all I have to do is attach them to the sides of the dress and we will be done. Don't mind that I'm trying this on over sweatpants, but I'm just going to feel where I want to put my little straps. I'm thinking right here at the waist. I finished sewing them. I ironed them a little bit so they're nice and flat, and I think that I'm gonna just hand sew it. I feel like that's the easiest. Alright guys, well thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that my thrift flips inspired you. And if you want to see any other sewing, crafting videos, or more thrifting videos or thrift flips, make sure to let me know. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.